Hey guys, and welcome to my World of Tanks KV5 review. So in this video I'll be reviewing this bad boy, the KV5. Strong Mother Russia. Big tank. Okay, so let's start out with the armor, which is one of the big things about this tank. The upper plate has 180 millimeters of armor and 220 effective armor because of its angle. 220 millimeters of effective armor right there. And with the weak spots on the upper plate, or the upper hull of the tank, would be the big R2-D2 hatch, which is only 122 millimeters thick, and that's if you hit it square on that gun spurt on the left. And for the right, it's actually 180 millimeters and it's rounded, so you're gonna have some issues penetrating that. It is really bouncy if you wiggle this thing, and you always need to drive at an angle in this tank too, so you can mount some shots off of there. Alright, so for the lower plate, 180 millimeters. We'll start with the turret. So the gun mantlet is 180 millimeters thick with 40 millimeters of space armor, and it has 240 millimeters of effective armor if shot at the top part of the gun mantlet or the bottom part of the gun mantlet because of its angle. And now for the turret armor, like on the cheeks, if you're approaching it at this angle, those cheeks automatic ricochets on each of the cheeks there, so do not shoot at the cheeks at the turret if you're driving this thing, or if you're trying to kill this thing. So if you shoot the cheek at that angle, that's 150 millimeters right there, so that can easily be penetrated by most tier 8s. 150 millimeters right there as well, 150 in the back of the turret. And now see the flat part on either side of the gun mantlet? That is 180 millimeters, so unless you're angling like that, that's going to be able to be penetrated by like all tier 8 tank destroyers that I can think of right now. So angle, angle, angle. Turret weaknesses on the top. The cupola on the top left is 150 millimeters right there, and the one to the right is also 150 millimeters. So those can be easily penetrated. It helps if you wiggle, but it's most likely going to penetrate if you hit those. So for the whole armor on the sides of the tank, it's 150 millimeters right there, with an extra 20 millimeters of space armor from the tracks. In the rear, the lower half is 140 millimeters, so when it tells you it's 140 millimeters in the back, that's only the lower half. The upper half is 90 millimeters. But if you get at that angle, the amount of thickness goes up significantly. So that's why when you see a KV5 rolling down the road like this, you are in deep trouble if you don't have enough penetration. I would say around 200 millimeters at this angle, the bottom part of the KV5's rear, and that 150 millimeters, that's going to be around 400 millimeters of effective armor with that angle. So you'll see KV5 drivers with their turret pointed this way as well. So while we're at the rear of the tank, where the engine is, the speed limit the top speed limit is 40 kilometers per hour, but it does take a while to get up to that speed. So I personally have octane on this tank. It does have a 1,200 horsepower engine, which needs to move this 100-ton tank. So for the gun, this gun on this thing, let's bring it up right here. So the gun for this tank, as you can see there, it's the 107mm ZIS 6M. That is the same gun that you can get on this thing right here, the KV2. Same gun. So you have a tier 7 gun on this tier 8 tank. So you're gonna run into some issues when trying to shoot at some other tier 8 heavies in this tank. And as you can see, the aiming time 2.85 seconds, not the best. Accuracy is 0.43. That's pretty horrific. The damage is okay, average damage. You just have to penetrate. It does have a really good rate of fire at 7 rounds per minute. It's pretty good. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and also, correction, the rear of the turret is actually 140mm. Right there in the back. Okay, that is it for the garage stats, and I will see you guys on the battlefield. Okay, we are on a loose standard battle. Alright, I'm here with Giganto Dude. And let's go. I was heading this way, but I figured out that no, go the other way. I just thought of that. I thought I spawned on the other side. This is actually pretty good matchmaking. We are top tier. And also this thing does have preferred matchmaking and can only see up to tier 9. I was thinking about shooting that 25, except I was like, the 25 is going like 60 kilometers per hour down the hill. Not gonna hit him. I do try and get a shot on this T-34/88. Except I missed. We're gonna try again. Except then I realized that there's a bigger threat ahead of us. It's T29. He was not tracked or anything. He had the choice of going forward more earlier, but he was like, no. And of course he doesn't have a fire extinguisher. Panther dead. As you can see, the gun depression here very bad. T29, finish him off. Now this super pershing is gonna be an issue, especially for this gun. I accidentally aimed for his upper plate, ricochet. Gotta keep moving or else artillery will screw you up. Bounce off lower plate. Gigantic dude going for the ram. Try to track him. Gigantic dude tracks him, takes a hit from artillery, and ram. I don't kill him, but I do a lot of damage to him. Finishes him off. Now we make our merry way down this hill. Everyone gets happy. You see KV5s ramming something, boosts the morale for the whole team. And T20, don't aim. And I miss. And artillery takes them out. And a wild ISU 152 appears, and that M12 needs to die. Almost killed him. Giganto misses. I do a silly thing, finish him off, but ISU 152 finishes me off as well. Now we're gonna be watching Giganto dude for the rest of the game. If I can find him. Here he is. T25/2 doesn't stand any chance for the KV5. Hits his tracks, and artillery finishes him off. Saves us some time. Now here, if you look at the map, no one's moving up. No one. Just Giganto dude is the only guy moving up. Teammates are cowering behind the hill or making their way up the hill. Radical here is making his way over to this side after he finished off what was threatening the base. And now Giganto has to finish off these Tiger 2 and VK-45 all by himself. No help from the team. Radical's on his way. Just couldn't make it. When I look back here, like, what the hell is this team doing? I can see why the Nashorn couldn't expose himself, because he's a one-shot. But, I mean, the rest of those guys are just like, nope, we're gonna stay at the bottom of this hill. Radical's making his way up the hill. Really slow part here. Artillery tries to take out that VK-45. Alright, now we're watching Radical Speeder here. And, by the way, he is stock, so he's not going to be able to do much here. Super Pershing's moving out. He's had enough of this whole waiting game. Oh, looking at a bird over there. And it's like, oh yeah, VK-45. Artillery takes out that Tiger 2. Very helpful artillery this game, by the way. Very helpful indeed. Super Pershing finishes him off. And that was a good game. Giganto actually had a better game than me that game, but we both worked together. 2KV2s working together is very good. See, I got some silver there. This tank is a moneymaker. Did lots of damage. Giganto placed first on the team, got lots of spotting damage, 2,142. And yeah, it was a very good game for our platoon. Yeah. Alright, so you got 3 kills that game. Okay, well that's it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.